Cashvertising Online. How to use the latest findings in buyer psychology to explode your online ad response by Drew Eric Whitman. Narrated by Johnny Heller, in memory of my late great-father Robert, whose limitless love, profound creativity, and invaluable business instruction comprise an enduring constellation that guides me daily. Introduction. Welcome to Cashvertising Online. Okay, that's enough small talk. Let's jump right in and get practical. True or false? If you build a better mousetrap, the world will beat a path to your door. When I ask that question in my seminars, the true answers I get are often surprising. Some say it's true, Drew, because people are always looking for ways to improve their lives. If you create such a product, they will buy it. People love new things, and the mere fact that it's new will excite them enough to want to check it out, and good news spreads fast. If it's a quality product of value, people will find out about it one way or another. While these answers all sound reasonable, as a professional direct response guy, I know they all belong to a mindset of failure, the mindset of, why am I broke? That's because it doesn't matter how great your product is if you don't effectively communicate its value to the right audience. Sure, you could act on the assumption that people might eventually learn about it, but that's not a great business success plan, is it? Hope is not a strategy. Hope is what you employ when you think you're out of options. Book of Secrets. Imagine being handed a highly guarded book of secrets, a book so valuable that it's protected by a lock and key, and in this book are the distillation of dozens and dozens of well-funded advertising experiments, test after test. Control versus control, the insider notes of smart, well-financed advertisers who constantly asked questions like, what works better, A or B, C or D? How about if we changed the timing? What if we tried a more personal approach? What happens if we intentionally misspell words? How about if we use red instead of blue? What's the best time to post for maximum readership? Would it matter if we changed order now to buy now? Would a green button make any difference? Should we offer more than one product option? What's the best way to show discounts? Will long copy work better? What happens if we put the word you in headlines? Should we do a two-step or try to snag the sale right now? And scores of similar questions. Imagine if the answers to these questions actually existed in one handy book, and that you could use the results of all their testing and money spent in your own advertising and reap the rewards, and save yourself years of annoying and frustrating trial-and-error experimentation. And the reason I call these things secrets isn't because they're locked away in a dusty old padlocked chest somewhere, but simply because so few advertisers know anything about them. To the uninformed, they are, in fact, the exact dictionary definition of the word secrets. Things not known or seen by others. Oh, sure, they might know a few of the things we'll discuss, but the vast majority haven't a clue. They're still busy conducting trial-and-error experiments, which is fine, as long as you're testing elements exclusive to your own product and offer, rather than reinventing the wheel of a principle that's already known. Like the original Cashvertising, widely acknowledged as today's #1 book on advertising persuasion and now published in 11 languages worldwide, this is not a storybook. It's a how-to guide. And every page is packed with information you can start using right now, today. Because to me, there's nothing worse than buying a book, spending your time reading it, and when you finish the last page, you say, okay, that was interesting. Now, what do I do? This book will tell you exactly what to do. It's simply up to you to actually do it. Fact is, no book, no matter how good, is of benefit to everyone. Some people expect magic. They want good results, but they're not willing to do what's necessary to make them happen. It's human inertia, plain and simple. Much easier to watch TV and eat chips and salsa than actually do the work. You know what I mean? You see a book that promises to teach you how to improve your life. You excitedly buy it and start reading. Suddenly, the green dollar signs in your eyeballs begin to fade. Oh, damn. You gotta set goals. You gotta make lists. You gotta spend time every day doing positive visualizations. Crap. You gotta actually do stuff. You kind of wanted the success to happen without that whole annoying do this, do that process. Dreams don't work unless you take action. The surest way to make your dreams come true is to live them. Roy T. Bennett. Hey, that's life. Dreaming about it is easy. When you're awake, you gotta do stuff to make stuff happen. My goal is to make that doing stuff as easy as possible and give you the greatest chances for success. And that's exactly what this book has the power to do. You simply need to put its teachings in your brain and then take actions that correspond to what you learn. You'll feel the result as monetary weight in your pockets. That's a fancy way of saying ka-ching. Oh, one more thing before we jump in. This book is distributed around the world in many languages, and since my goal is to be valuable to people in all stages of learning, I have to cover a lot of ground, and I can't always assume you know X or Y. You might know one or both, but I can't assume. For example, some people who read this book have many years of advertising experience. Let's call them the pros. Maybe that's you. If so, I'm sure you could teach me a few things and I'd benefit greatly. You still want to augment your knowledge and hone your present skills. In this case, this book is for you. Others, however, have more limited experience. Let's call them the seekers. They're looking to springboard their education by learning from someone who has been doing it for decades. That way they can save time, make massive strides, get fast results, and save years' worth of trial and error hassles. If you happen to be a seeker, this book is definitely for you, too. My job? To deliver useful information. Your job? To decide what parts are valuable to you and start using them. But no matter which of these two categories of learners you might happen to belong to, you might come across things you already know. When that happens, just say to yourself, okay, this bit must be for the other guy, and just move forward to the next point. Okay, enough warm-up. Ready? Then, as I say in my seminars, fasten your seatbelt, open your mind, and let's get started. True's welcome message. Ready to blast your advertising to the next level? This book will help you do it. When I wrote the first Cashvertising back in 2008, I didn't know it would take the advertising world by storm. That little book has been translated into 11 languages and is currently the highest-rated advertising book of its kind on Amazon, with well over 1,000 reviews and an average 5-star rating. The reason for its popularity? Not because it's entertainingly written, although that certainly contributed to its success. Boring books suck. Actually, boring anything sucks. But boring is especially bad when you're trying to learn. It's like attending a seminar. You go for the information, the data. But unless it's also entertaining, it's just a snooze fest. While the speaker drones on, you start thinking about pizza, island vacations, or a nice fluffy bed you can fall onto. Cashvertising is popular primarily because of its practicality. People buy it because they want to learn how to put more money in their pockets. Good news. I wrote this book in exactly the same way. I begin by giving you the foundational basis for what's to follow, and then we dive right into the how-tos. And just like the original Cashvertising, this book is not intended to be a scholarly tome. I've written it like a friendly and personal one-on-one consultation, like it's just you and me sitting together discussing how to improve what you're currently doing. That being said, this book is not for everyone. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe you already know everything in the following pages. Maybe after reading it, you'll say, I know this, I know that, or this doesn't apply, that doesn't apply. That's like going into a restaurant and looking to find fault. Believe me, you will. The food will come out wrong. It will be cold. The air conditioning vents will be blowing on the back of your neck. You'll smell the cleaning fluid in the bathroom toilets and so on. Ugh. So much for a pleasant dining experience. Instead, just as I suggest to participants in my seminars, try to have an open mind. Look for what will work, rather than simply trying to find that which will not. Let yourself be open and life will be easier. A spoon of salt in a glass of water makes the water undrinkable. A spoon of salt in a lake is almost unnoticed. Buddha Siddhartha Gautama Shakyamuni. The good news is that everything in the following pages doesn't need to apply exactly to you for you to benefit enormously. Just one single idea, properly applied, could make a huge difference for you. Apply more than one, as many as you see fit, and you could literally revolutionize your business and ka-ching your bank account. Chapter 1.